anyone can start. Let's start muna with Janelle. Okay.
Excited and at the same time, namimiss ko yung mga girls, our family, the whole Philippine family. Because we never imagined being virtual this year, but I'm very, very excited and thrilled that we are doing it for the first time. Although I really wish and I really want to see all the girls, Hannah personally, and all will be so nice. So I'm very, very excited for Sunday.
Okay. Anna, Miss Earth Philippines Air.
Well, same with that, Janelle. I'm also very excited how this virtual pageant is turning out. And I'm really excited also for the ladies who is going to get the crowds or get the portrait
Nice. Chelsea.
I think all of us naman po are all excited about the virtual pageant. May element of surprise pa po kasi, di ba? So, hindi pa natin usually mag-top or and it's kind of unique kasi first time kakaroon ng virtual pageant, especially una dito sa Philippines.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's
Alexandra.
already been a year. Yeah, I can't believe it's been a year. I'm really having some bittersweet emotions. For sure, I'm gonna miss having everything with Miss Earth, but along with that, adapting with how everything is changing so fast. But I'm just really grateful and excited and ready to experience whatever's next.
And last but not the least, Karen.
Well, me naman, undeniably, I feel a little sad because, of course, diba, we're turning over our crowns in a time of a pandemic. But just seeing how the girls are so persevering and so motivated to win, they're really hungry for the crown. I respect that so much, and I'm in full support of that. I really admire them for, their courage and just their passion to be able to win, so they'll be able to do something much bigger. And so, ayun, I'm very excited as well.
You all have nice memories about the pageant, about your reign. So can you tell us what has been the most memorable activities, stuff that you have done during the course of your reign? Yung pinakamatindi, like pinakamatindi. School tours, yung bonding moments nyo with each other.
There was actually, well, for me, Mr. Adam,
yes.
There was actually a time when we were complete, the 5 of us, and there's actually like a room in Carousel where you can do karaoke. So we actually did that night. Diba? Naaalala niyo?
Oh.
We kami that night and got to really go together well, tas nag-usapan, kumain, kwentuhan. So I think that was one of the best memories that I had.
Oh yeah, yun the best.
Well, ako sadly,
go, Harry.
Well, sadly, I wasn't there that particular night that the 4 of them did the karaoke night. But I remember also, si Anna lang though, nakasama ko that night. We also did karaoke. Remember? And then we had like some few weird experiences because it was late at night now when we did that. And then I'm not sure if we're allowed to disclose. Yeah, it was also fun. And I would also never forget, like, those days na we have early morning call times. And so, syempre, madilim pa, ganyan, susunduin na kami ng whatever van there is or whatever transpo there is. And so, ang dilim pa lang, tapos antok-antok pa kami, tapos sabay-sabay kami magme-makeup sa dilim. Ayun, I feel like I've mastered that. Doing my makeup in the dark while the car is moving. So yun, I won't forget that. It's an acquired skill.
That's really nice to hear. I wonder how has your titles, how has your respective titles changed your life for the better? Anyone can start. Janelle.
Good.
Um, I was given a platform na talagang utilize ko siya, minaximize ko, and you have a title to get to advocate for a lot of things. Actually, what you need is just to advocate for one thing. For as long as it can help a lot of people, I really advocate for that. So, even though my reign will be over, or when you pass on the titles, it's the work still continues. So, yun yung talagang nakita ko na mas lumawak yung reach ko as I advocate for a lot of things.
Well,
Anna.
it actually gave me, of course, gave it a different platform, a bigger platform to like advocate for, and it also gave me the time to actually think and to have time for myself and know who or what I really want to do with my life.
Well, for me naman, sa totoo,
Chelsea.
alam mo yun, mas nakilala talaga ako and di mawawala na a lot of doors of opportunities have opened for me. And I experienced also a lot during my reign. And yun nga, mas madami pa akong na-meet na mga new friends. And through that, mas parang lumawak pa yung isip ko kasi syempre nag-share sila ng knowledge, experiences, and I became more independent. Talaga masasabi ko. Parang mas naging mature ko this time. And I also traveled a lot to different places because of Miss Philippines Earth. And before pala, I was soft like a cotton candy. Parang ganon. Pero ngayon, mas
Soft like a cotton candy.
na ako. And I already know how to assert my opinions in every opportunity. Unlike before, hindi ko talaga kaya yun. So parang ganun. Mas naging matured. And mas napahalagan ko yung time. Kasi before I was always late. Alam mo yon. Pero ngayon, on
Oo.
time. So nag-grow ako into a woman because of Miss Philippines Earth.
Great answer,
Yeah.
Alexandra.
Um, for me, it was like really a turning point in my life. It helped me grow up so much, learn so much things about myself, and really just it made me choose a different path of what I want to do with my life. So I'm a little bit older than the other girls, but it just made me decide that I want to change the direction in what I'm going to and just move more as an artist rather than a businesswoman. And it showed me advocacies and things that I didn't imagine that I could do before. So I'm really grateful. I'll never ever ever forget this.
And
Okay.
Karen.
Yeah, so I think the other girls have pretty much mentioned already similar experiences that I had. Miss Philippines Earth, reigning at Miss Philippines Earth also gave me a platform. It opened a lot of doors to opportunities. I got to meet a lot of creatives and hardworking professionals in the field. It was an amazing experience. Also, having spent time with my co-elemental queens, my sisters for life. And but I think like beyond these things that people normally see, it really was a lot of self improvement or self development as well for me. I feel like I've grown a lot more confident in myself, in the way I look, in the things that I believe in. Because before I used to think that I was never good enough or my voice wasn't really that big to shed some light to my advocacy in like a much bigger way, you know. So Miss Philippines Earth really helped me in so many ways.
Girls,
Adam,
that's so nice to hear. Yes.
I'll add
Yes,
something
Janelle.
lang. Speaking of fulfillment, now that I became Miss Philippines Earth, meron akong peace sa heart ko, sa buhay ko na wala na akong unfinished business. Because if you know my story, I've always wanted to be a beauty queen, but I thought wala na akong plan. But Miss Philippines Earth opened that door for me, and competing again was already more than a blessing for me. And winning was really grabe. So thank you so much to the Miss Philippines Earth family with that. I could like move on to the next path and look back with great memories.
Yeah, oh, that's a nice.
Pwede na
Oh, that's
mag-asawa!
great to hear. Asawa na ba?
Mag-ano tayo, mag-search tayo. May magpasan mo.
Oo.
For job.
Oh, alam mo, that's great to hear, no? Iba talaga yung feeling once you represent your country to an international stage. Iba talaga yung pride, yung fulfillment, yung honor na talagang na nararanasan mo, na nararamdaman mo every time you come out there and perform for your country. So, sana I wish the four would also have that opportunity rin, no?
Yeah.
To experience that kind of feeling, that kind of exhilarating feeling. May mga sasali ba sa inyo? May mga balak bang sumali? Someone's asking here, EJ Javier is asking, may balak ba silang sumali sa ibang national pageants after the reign?
Yes. Pero kasi diba? So parang ang dami pang years na pwede sumali. Pero, syempre,
wag magmadali.
appreciate mo na yung reign ko ngayon.
Oo.
Yeah.
Oo.
Same
Nakakontrata
here.
pa kayo, di ba? Nakakontrata pa kayo lahat sa Miss Philippines Earth, no? I'm curious to ask, when does your contract end? On the day you turn over your crown, or ano pa yan? It could extend even beyond.
3 months later.
3 months. We have
3 months after.
Okay. So, girls, alam nyo naman na Miss Earth Philippines is doing things differently because they're doing a virtual pageant. For the first time in its 20-year history, they're doing something different, virtual pageant. Kayo ba nung una nyo narinig na mag-virtual pageant ang Miss Philippines Earth? Ano yung una talagang reaction nyo?
Ako na ba magsa-start? Well, admittedly, these girls know kasi how I felt about it. I was a little adamant against it because, of course, there's a pandemic going on. I have relatives who are medical frontliners themselves, and some of them even acquired COVID. So, parang for the longest time, at the start of it all, I was feeling a little uncomfortable because of it. Like, I thought, wouldn't this, like, post something kind of like negative to the others who don't share the same interest or beliefs that it should go on. But then, yun nga, so para I was contemplating, like with the girls, I was telling them na, you know what, it doesn't seem like it's right or something. But eventually, diba, it got moved and all that. And then I got into thinking parang, or I got into talking also with the candidates themselves. And parang the more I talk to them and listen to them, and Miss Philippines Earth as well, I see their heart talaga. I see their heart in continuing the advocacy to help save our Mother Earth now more than ever. Kasi, di ba, a lot of people might think na, you know, the skies are clearing because the lockdown went on for some months. Pero the plastic pollution, what about the plastic waste that goes to our seas and all other things, di ba? So parang it's just really nice. Like I gained some wisdom in it somehow. Parang I learned to appreciate it through time and just seeing how the girls are really so persevering and they're so hungry for the crown because they feel like they can do so much better with it. Ayun, that really moved me a lot. So I'm in support of it now.
Right. Okay, one more answer. Anyone? Thoughts about it? Who has a candid reaction about it? Okay, Chelsea.
At first, I wasn't really in favor of the virtual pageant. Na yun nga, I thought it was very insensitive. Pero naisip ko din na okay to because tignan man natin in different angles. Ang pageant is also about entertainment. It's a show, di ba po? And
Yes.
during Yes, and during this time, during this pandemic, lahat ng mental health natin, lahat tayo, yung mental health natin, affected because of this pandemic. So parang yung carousel production, they just want to, give entertainment to the people through this virtual
Mm-hmm.
pageant. And at the same time, wala naman nag-risk ng safety nila eh. Walang nag-risk ng lives, di ba? Kasi they're just staying at home. Kasi virtual pageant lang naman siya. And at the same time, hindi lang naman about entertainment. Kasi parang nagdi-discuss din naman about sa pandemic na nangyayari ngayon. And of course,
Mm-hmm.
the environment.
Okay. So, now that nakita niyo kung paano nila ginawa yung mechanics nung pageant this year, kayo ba kung candidate kayo, saan nyo pa rin gustong sumali? Doon sa normal way, traditional way of how things were being done? O parang gusto nyo rin mag-virtual pageant din for a change?
Flexible.
Normal.
Normal.
Oo, no, kasi, yeah, I do get.
But like now, you get to see the girls na pwede pala. It's very, very possible with a lot of effort. I think it also boils down to if you're the cities that you represent or the place that you represent is also very, very sensitive. Diba? Like with the staging, with your clothes and all that. So it plays also a very important role.
All right.
Like,
Yeah.
even though it's like, yeah, it's like we see now, it's really possible to have the competition. It's still not the same without the human interaction. Like, because
Yes.
part of what you enjoy so much are all the moments that's not seen by the fans, like being backstage with everyone, going together to Palawan, getting to bond, getting to know one another. No, all the chismes, the drama na
Yeah.
Tsaka, perform
Nang inggit ng girls.
pag rumarap kami sa stage, we draw so much energy from our supporters, from the fans and everyone. So parang feeling that presence na personal, it's really, really very different. And yun yung nakakamiss. Talagang
Oo.
hihiyan. Alam mo yun, yung nag-away-away na fans, and supporters.
Yung
Yeah, oo,
physical
no.
exhaustion din talaga. It was also physical before.
You know,
Nangayayapan.
yeah, yung physical exhaustion, yung fan turnout, yung energy na pinifeed sa inyo ng crowd are really something that are really memorable for you guys. So, alam mo yun, ako naman, how do you feel na, okay, there's a virtual pageant, but I've talked to some girls in the past and they always cherish the fact that they always like to join pageants because for some of them, they can find their lifelong friends there, no? Pero,
Yeah.
titignan mo at this year's batch, wala silang ganung opportunity because, kanya-kanya sila talaga. Diba? So, do you think that's one drawback? Yeah. Anyway.
Sir Adam, I don't think I necessarily agree with that because parang when I got to talk with some of the girls, like for example, because I follow some of them also who follow me, who's this? Who are these girls? Pasig City and Mandaluyong City. I see them like they're bonding together in ways la parang they're giving away food to frontliners or parang displaced people during this time of pandemic. They've been very helpful. Tapos parang I see na parang they're forming this like online sisterhood kind of thing. It's really nice to see. Parang if you follow the girls closely and really watch them and their stories and the way they talk to one another, it's nice. I feel like some of them get to form real genuine friendships somehow.
So at
Alright.
least, may nabuo pa ring friendship.
Yun nga lang, syempre, iba pa rin talaga. Parang
Kasi-
nakaselected lang din to. Mm-mm.
Kasi di ba, lagi sinasabi ng mga girls, sige, kasi we know naman na when we join pageants, we talaga, sinama ako. When girls join pageants, syempre it's only one woman's destiny to win the crown. So if you guys don't do it, at the very least, yung pinaka-takeaway mo doon are the friendships. Pero, yeah, but with this new format, walang ganung experience eh. Walang ano eh. 'Di ba? So, hindi naman kasalanan ng mga girls. It's because of the current situation. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
'di ba? But I want to ask you girls, parang had you been competing this year instead, how would you how would you compete? How would you be having your strategies, executing your game plan, knowing that this is going to be a virtual pageant? Anyone can answer lang.
Hirap
Two girls.
nun. Sure. Ang hirap.
Magpapaandar pa
Mahirap.
kayo?
Mag,
Mahirap?
Especially,
mahirap still,
ay,
if I'm still a candidate now, I would still go all out.
All out.
Ano, gawin ko yung best ko. But it's really very difficult. Like, I would see them, but I could not imagine myself na ginagawa ko yun. Kasi it would be difficult in a way to know the resources, the Wi-Fi connection, the videographer, the place,
Yeah.
yung iba may sarili pang stage, may palitson, may paano. Parang, sana supportive yung buong team ko to do that. And
Yeah.
yun.
Prod team.
Kasi mahirap into life your ideas if you don't have a very supportive core team with you.
Yeah.
So, kailangan pag mga
I think if
ganitong
you were
virtual... Yeah. Yeah,
I
Alexandra.
think if you were a candidate now, like a good strategy would be to like have one house where you live with your glam team and with your photographer and with your coach. And with that, parang you can train and then you can have the presentation. And then you don't have to worry about curfew and all that. But of course, make sure na no one has COVID in your house. Diba?
Pero ang gastos nun babayaran mo yung renta ng
Yeah,
club team mo,
not
ng prod
everyone
team
has
mo.
the opportunity.
Yeah.
Tira tayo ng
Theoretically.
But seeing how the girls have been executing their strategies, their game plan for their respective pageants, ano may papayo niyo sa kanila right now? Ano doon sa mga magiging successors niyo? Given what's happening right now in the world, tapos ganito may virtual pageant, everything's on mute, the world is on pause right now. What could you advise them once they take over the crowns, once they assume the crowns from you?
Learn to enjoy the experience. Kasi now that we're competing virtually, parang lahat bugil, lahat effort, lahat binibigay ng todo yung lahat. But they have to know also to learn to enjoy the experience and just make sure that you guys are always safe. And to my successor, learn to unlearn, relearn everything because you don't claim to know everything once you're here. Your journey will really be a life-changing experience, especially her journey right now because I don't know will she see her duties virtually and how will things go. Hopefully everything will go back to maybe the new normal na. So I really don't know how will it be for her to be a different journey for her.
Okay, so the advice that I can give to the ladies is, of course, I think one of the best strategies that you have now to go virtual is to have a really good team. Kasi sila yung mag-aasikaso ng lahat sa'yo. Yung pag-set up, yung Wi-Fi, yung pag-glam sa'yo, lahat. So I think that team is really important. And throughout your journey to the crown, also remember to enjoy the little moments and enjoy the pageant, even if it's a new thing, even if it's from enjoy it. This is still a once in a lifetime opportunity, a once in a lifetime moment. And to my successor, my advice to you is to use this platform to really engage and to give out your advocacy and of course to live life. Don't forget to breathe and enjoy the show.
Chelsea.
this year na parang i-enjoy pa rin naman nila kahit through virtual pageant lang to kasi it's a one um very ano siya na experience para talagang super special kasi nga 'di ba first time nagkaroon ng virtual pageant this year and sa successor ko naman you're the next ecological ambassador of the Philippines and you should have the courage and how to influence the people kahit na parang through ano lang, through online lang yung magiging platform mo. Pero sana makapag-influence ka pa din ng mga tao, especially how to take care our environment. Sana hindi ka lang active sa umpisa. Alam mo yun, sana i-perform mo
Yeah.
talaga yung duties and responsibilities mo.
Well said, Chelsea.
Yun.
Alexandra.
My advice would be to always be present in every moment, meaning like to always do your best in every little thing that you do, and also to always be grateful because the time went by so fast and there's really so much opportunities for growth, for learning, and to make a difference as well throughout your entire journey, both as a candidate and as a reigning queen. And for my successor, my advice would be just to always be grateful and appreciative and to get to know yourself and to have a firm connection with your intuition because there will be a lot of noise, a lot of external factors around you throughout your reign. But as long as you know who you are, you're true to who you are, and you always follow what's best for you, then you'll do great.
And Karen.
Okay. So, general advice for the candidates first is I know it would be hard, but sometimes you would just really need to let go. After you've exhausted everything that you could in your own means, and just the mere fact that you rode in this journey of being in this pageant in a very difficult time like this, you've already won somehow, somewhere. Also, with the support you've gained from whoever or whatever your production team is, from your family and your friends, you've already won. So, yun lang. My advice would be as long as you've exhausted everything anymore, let go and let God. To my successor, I guess my message would be is always be genuine. Because people could tell whether you're being genuine or not. Always use your voice because this is such a rare opportunity to be able to win a crown, to have a wider reach, a bigger platform with a bigger voice. So always use it and use it for the good. And lastly, we do a lot of things. Especially when you start training, you'll be doing a lot of things, a lot of projects, a lot of duties. So I hope you would remember this that and whatever you do, always do it with love. Even if it's a little thing, do it with love.
Those are great advice for your successors. And curious na ako kasi 'di ba sa the way they have been expounding their environmental advocacies in the intelligence round of the competition. Kailangan ba talaga they really have to be serious about it na even after the competition they are really breathing what they are advocating for in this pageant? O pwedeng ano lang, ganda-gandahan lang talaga ako sa Miss Earth.
No.
Yes.
No.
I mean,
No.
you can know how to enjoy and relax, but be serious about the advocacy part because that's really a job. And
Mhm.
don't limit lang then to, of course, now that they're presenting a certain specific city, so they have to advocate for one thing. But when they become Philippines, of course, they have to open their minds and their hearts to learning beyond than their advocacy lang because they're representing a country na. So,
Yeah.
ayun, and also to the candidates pala, like Karen mentioned, to the girls who won't be able to make it, there is life after pageantry. I was also there before, and even us will go back to our own lives after a reign, like Anna pursuing her medicine degree and everything. So also know that make your dreams happen. If you really want to be a queen, go for it. But also know the reality of life that you have to have life aside from pageantry as well. You have to have a job, go back to school or what. So it's really exciting to know who will make it, but at the same time, I also would like to see the girls grow beyond than just pageantry. Right.
Tama, tama, 'di ba? Kasi sa Miss Earth talaga it has to be beauty and brains eh, 'di ba? Tama ba ako? Sa finals night, how are you guys being judged during the finals night? Because whoever aces ba the final question in the end would usually win, or is it a composite or totality nung showmanship niya throughout the night?
I think if not mistaken, during our time last year, no, diba parang it was an accumulated score from all the pre-pageants, diba? And then top 15, top 10, ganyan, performance, hashtag
Mm-mm.
round. And that's what got us to the top 5 na ranking. And then I think it's back to zero na ba? Oh my God, I don't know. Don't quote me on that, guys. Pero
Ah,
parang back to zero
Oh, for
ata
the
pag top
whole
5.
performance. Kasi everyone naman answered the question and everyone naman performed well. I think it always boils down to what the judges are looking for and what the organization is looking for as well. So, ay, hindi naman ibig sabihin na hindi ka nanalo, you're less of a person or what. I think it's about the judges and the organization at the same time. So,
And if it's your right, it's your right.
yes,
et,
yeah, if
So
it's
don't
for you.
shine yourself another.
Ito I'm curious to ask, kasi syempre virtual pageant, 'di ba? So, hindi sila nakikita physically eye to eye. So, wala they couldn't really forge friendships with one another as much as they would like to. So, sa tingin niyo ano yung pinaka take away nung batch na to? Sumasali dito sa batch na to. Kasi everything is so different.
Magaling na sila magpasabog sa social media.
True,
True!
true, true.
Great asset when you compete in pageants na pinag-uusapan ka sa social media. And hindi na mahirap for all the candidates kasi they all do it virtually and online. So, I think that's one. Magaling na sila. Alam na nila yung strategy, kumbaga, on that.
Oo. So kung sasali sila sa susunod na ibang pageants, di ba? Medyo alam na nila kung anong gagawin
Plakado
nila.
na.
Tsaka may
Oo,
teaser
no?
sila for that. Kasi minsan,
Oo.
hanap pa sino kaya pwede, sinong ganon.
Tsaka na-impress ako sa mga girls, hindi lang talaga sila nag-i-interview, sineset up pa talaga nila yung background nila. Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
Kung kayo yung girls, di ba, kayo nung panahon nyo, di ba, styling nyo lang, ganyan-ganyan. Tapos yung isasagot nyo, yun na, parang nagugulat ako, yung ibang girls talaga, parang pati yung talagang kinarir yung background din.
Sila magtayo ng production company, studio, bukso na rin sa diba? Yung
Aha.
Pagkabuhayan.
Pero alam niyo, despite everything, despite all the good merits, all the good intentions of Carousel Productions in staging its first virtual pageant for its organization, a lot of people are still skeptical about it. What can you say to critics who think that staging this year's Miss Philippines Earth at this time is so ill-timed, given with what's happening around?
Okay na.
So I guess I'll tell them what I told myself. I'll
What?
tell them what I told myself like earlier, diba? I was against it at the start, but seeing the light into things, parang I was looking into it in a very negative manner. Parang you can shift into looking at it in a more positive way. Like you can look into it as something na parang, you know what, the girls wouldn't need to go out anymore. Like people wouldn't need to go to the venue to see the girls anymore. We're doing it all online. And so there's no risk involved technically. And at the same time, ayun, na parang na-up lalo sa social media yung advocacies namin, like our environmental advocacies, whatever other personal advocacies we have. So, that's the positive side of things. And just yun nga, seeing the perseverance of the girls, again and again, I would say it, talagang it's just unbelievable and admirable in every sense, I guess.
Mm.
So parang I would say to the critics na wait, what's that line? Okay, I forgot. But I would tell the critics na you don't know what these girls are going through. You don't know what their production teams are going through. You don't know what our staff in Carousel are going through, or our editors, all of the hard work they put in into creating these pre-pageant competitions and the show itself. They're working so hard. Some of them barely even sleep. So, parang kasi most people don't see the entire view of things. But, people are doing so much to bring entertainment to other people, to lift people's spirits up, and to keep fighting for our advocacies, mostly for Mother Earth. And so, ayun. Sorry, I get so passionate.
Yeah. How do you respond to criticism, Alexandra?
I would just say that with given everything that's happening now, our entire world is changing, and the people who still try to fight that or resist that, they're going to be left behind. And like as a business person, also, I really understand where Carousel Productions came from in making this decision. This is their business, and they just really had to do the best that they could given the limited options. So of course it's not optimal. And of course, I also want to tell the critics that your opinions are valid and that there's also rightness to what you're saying. But then on their perspective, they made this difficult decision because they wanted to just adapt with the change instead of fighting it, which I can applaud and which I respect. And if I was in their same position, then maybe after many sleepless nights, I could say that I would also have decided to do the same thing. And I also wanted to say that, like, if you look back at history, a lot of the people who make big changes in the world, they were also heavily criticized because they were the first ones to do something different. But then when you take the risk of doing something different, still the chance that you succeed. Then after you succeed, all these people who criticized you, they're gonna copy you. So I think that they still made the right choice, even if it was very difficult.
I agree. Kasi may mga nagsasabi din na parang, oh, how come they're still trying to push it? Given that we're all on survival mode right now. When a lot of people are thinking about what to put, the food that they have to put on the table, isipin pa nila na parang, oh, okay, 'di ba? A pageant like this is really pushing it.
Unnecessary.
Yeah. So do you think pageants like Miss Earth are still relevant at this time and age?
Yes, I think anything that's when you present something new, innovative, I think you would always face criticism out from everyone. But if you really know your purpose, why you're really pushing for this, I personally
Mm-hmm.
got to talk to Lorena, and she wants to push this because she wants to continue the environment of advocacy despite the pandemic. Although, of course, our concern is there for COVID-19, but at the same time, we want to also bring in together the environmental awareness and activism that we want to continue. We're like frontline in our job for the environment. Because climate change has long been there, and we just really wanna continue doing so. So I just would like to make the work speak for itself because at first, yes, there were criticisms, and up to now, yes, there is. But if you get to see na ay, people realize na ay pwede naman pala. So I'll just leave that to the critics and abangan nila on July 5 what we have been really working so hard on, what we have been preparing, and we'll prove to everyone that it is possible to have a perfect.
Yes, of course, people adapting to the new normal. Um, though at first I was hesitant when they really pushed with the pageant to go virtual, but then I realized that even seeing the ladies that they were really fighting and
Well, a lot of people are disagreeing about this virtual pageant, but at the same time, madami din naman nag-agree. And yan, sa
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm listening.
yung mga tao ngayon, yung mental health nila is very affected. And we are, ano naman kasi, discussing about the environment. Nagbibigay pa rin naman tayo ng awareness about the environment. And I guess people should commend Miss Earth Foundation for continuing its advocacy. And through this online or virtual pageant, mas nakikita pa tuloy natin kung gaano ka-resourceful yung mga girls, gaano sila ka-creative. So I guess we should, ano na lang talaga, support the virtual
Yeah.
pageant.
But what I was saying is that the ladies are not only advocating for what to believe in, but also for COVID. Because the ladies are actually updating through social media the status of their areas and how you can prevent and how you can take care of your own self, how to take care of your health. So being in quarantine, I think that a lot of people are really in social media right now. So this is actually one of the best ways that we can push through helping.
All right. Uh, Alexandra.
So I think that the pageant's definitely still relevant because, as everyone mentioned as well, more than just for entertainment, we really do promote an advocacy. And that advocacy of taking care of Mother Earth is even more relevant now that we have seen how our our actions as humans have a very real and very dire consequence when we don't do our responsibility in being good stewards of nature. And I also am happy to see that a lot of millennials are getting more into nature now. I guess it's missing the outdoors. A lot of people are growing plants, and it just makes me really happy to see everyone just finding the healing power of nature.
I like your answer. Yeah. Karen.
I mean, I don't really have anything much to add to what they've already said because I agree with all of what they said. But yun nga, parang what Anna also said, I wanna like add on to that na these girls, they're not only contributing to talking more about or advocating more on saving Mother Earth, but they're also spreading more awareness on COVID and they're actually doing concrete things to help those who have been affected with COVID and our medical frontliners as well. I mean, like, you'll see these girls, they're posting donation drives to save money for or to get funds for more PPEs, for more face masks, among many other things, food for those in need, for those who are getting hungry, for the homeless, seeing all these things, parang to the critics, like, can you really criticize that? Or can you really say that that is irrelevant today when they're actually doing those things, right? Or they're actually doing better things now, if anything. So, yeah, that's all I have to say.
Alam nyo, talagang hindi nagkamali ang Miss Earth Philippines organization or Carousel Productions in really choosing its winners last year. You're all well spoken. You really know when it comes to defending the organization from ruthless criticism. So last few questions. Yeah, last few questions, girls. July 5 na yung virtual pageant. Last few questions. July 5 na yung pageant. It's just a matter of days, kokoronahan na ang magiging ang mga susunod na successors nyo. Sa tingin nyo, ano yung pumapasok sa utak ng mga girls ngayon? At this moment, what must be they thinking right now? Kinakabahan, di makakain, sleepless na ba? Anxiety levels na ba?
Sure yan, sure.
For sure.
Oo.
Dapat
Oo.
yung mga moment natin, di ba?
So, ano sa tingin niyo pwede niyo maipayo sa kanila? How could they calm their nerves, soothe their nerves na parang, okay, na alam mo yon, it's just one woman's destiny na parang it might not be meant for me. Parang ano sa tingin niyo yung pwede nating maisip ngayon at pwedeng maipayo in the next 5 days? Kasi tapos they have done everything na eh. Wala na silang magagawa. It's really all up to the judges. So, ano may papayo niyo talaga sa kanila ngayon? Matulog.
Oo, totoo. Tulog.
Appreciate them.
Oo.
Hindi mag-pray sila if it's really meant for them. Kasi I've also been there na dati, I really wanted so bad. Tapos ginawa ko lahat. Tapos it wasn't meant for me. You already did everything. And congratulations to them. They really did a super great job. Like what I said earlier, know the reality of life as well. If you are having a professional, then you have a life after pageant. And if you're young, you can still compete again and take on your experiences, have those takeaways with you, and baon mo yon on the next journey na gagawin pa kapag ka pa ulit. So now, if ko lang relax and review, but do not overload your brain. Kasi baka sobrang dami mo nang review.
Huwag na mag-overthink.
O, mas maganda yung na lang, yung kung ano yung alam mo. Kasi hindi ka people that ask you naman Einstein questions eh. So you don't really have everything. Hindi naman, kumbaga, you already know that na sa environment. So just relax, release everything, pray, and to your support system, those people who really support you all the way, your mother, your family, or yung partner mo ba, yung core team mo, talk to them and get some words of encouragement from them as well. And just let go.
Amen. Sa tingin niyo ba, sa tingin niyo ba, magbasa pa ba sila ng social media?
Yun nga, avoid na lang reading online.
No, I was trying so hard. Nagbasa ako dati eh. When I competed internationally. So, wag na nag-affect siya eh. Nag-affect siya. So, yung aura nila.
So, mag-detox sila. Mag-fasting sila sa social media.
Detox.
Oo. Talagang parang wala silang... Yeah, go ahead, Karen.
I mean, I was just gonna squeeze in. I always felt bad because I wasn't a hot pick before. As in, people weren't looking at me. I was feeling bad all the time. Like, parang, I'm not as, like, looked upon as Janelle, or parang I'm not as pretty as Chelsea. Yung ganun. It was getting all to me. And then I had a detox. Like, I also stayed away from social media. And I'll forget it. My mom thinks I'm the prettiest girl in the world, so it's fine.
Pero ano ba talaga? Nakakasama ba talaga? Nakaka-apekto ba talaga sa moral niyo yan? Sa game plan niyo kapag hindi na-i-include yung mga pangalan niyo sa mga hot takes?
Na-apektuhan talaga ako before. But it's fine. I got that.
Nakaka-hurt ka kasi kasali. Pero, you know the pageant kasi. Like me, I know Miss Philippines first na every year, ito sa Philippines na if nasa hot picks ka, panalo ka na kaagad. There are always a lot of surprises in the competition. So, I think mas nakaka-apekto lang yung may mga comments na yung mga bashing and all. I think mas nakaka-apekto in terms of you're giving your best for your country, for your city, binigay mo lahat, tapos yun na yung mababasa mo. But always remember na they don't know naman your journey. These are just random people na wala lang magawa kundi magbigay lang ng criticism. So, you know your journey better. So, do not let your emotions rule over you. Kumbaga, hindi ka maiwasan magbasa eh. Like, di ba? Like, we are social media savvy and everything. So, if you get to come across these things, just know how to handle it.
Ako naman, I just have to defend. Ako na rin, sasagot din ako sa sarili kong tanong. Hindi, kasi diba, the hot picks are just there as a guide.
Yes.
At the end of the day, kaming mga pageant sites like Sash Factor and yung iba, tagahula lang kami at the end of the day. Hindi namin pino-forecast na 100% accurate kami because after all, human lang din kami. What we put out there in our hot picks, based yon sa lahat ng nakikita namin, sa lahat ng mga activities na na-invite kami ng organization to cover. So, syempre, we make our own opinion, we formulate our own opinion kasi we get to interact with the girls. So, yun, kung doon sa girl, wag sumama yung loob. So, kayo ba, may isa sa inyo na you used it as a motivation to really do well and excel?
Oh. Well, in the start, this was my first pageant, and like in the beginning, I wasn't in the hot picks, and I remember I even cried one time. But then I made it my goal to be always in the hot picks, and then after that, like after the next two activities, I was becoming part na until the end. Like I really just wanted to do my best. I guess I also have some advice for the girls. At this point, like when it's already this late in the game and it's already so close, what I'm gonna say is a bit out there, but just be grateful already. Because when you're grateful and when you always feel good, then it's going to just invite and attract more good things to you. Because I saw so many girls who did so good in our batch, but then in the end, like they choked on finals night because maybe they were scared or they were nervous. And I mean, great for me because I beat them, but then sayang. If they just felt more confident and secure and they were just focusing on having fun on finals night, then they could have easily gotten a crown.
True.
True. Wait, before we proceed, can I just greet Miss Mylene? She's tuned in right now. Hi, Miss Mylene. Thank you for watching. Yeah, bite ni Miss Mylene. I want to thank her for making this interview possible talaga. If it weren't for her, there's no interview. Walang interview today. Thank you so much, Miss Mylene. Second, and sige, two more questions left. So, July 5 na nga talaga. Ano sa tingin nyo dapat paghandaan ng mga girls sa pageant? Ano yung mas magbasa ba sila? Brush up more on about environmental issues o mag-aura-aura pa rin sila? I-polish nila yung pasarela walk nila?
Speak from the heart.
Speak from, Anna, yeah, you were saying, speak from, why? Why do you say that?
Kasi when you answer something, it's really important that you are aware and you know what you're talking about. And it all comes from the heart. So yun lang talaga. When the question is asked, and then the first thing that comes into your mind, talk about it and focus on it, and that's it.
Okay.
Oh, so I think now what you should focus on is kind of what you're going to do. Like what I did was I actually took it from Michael Phelps, I believe. So I visualized, because right, you practiced your walk and everything so much. So I actually visualized my walk. Like every day when I wake up, I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna visualize my whole walk and imagine exactly how it's gonna happen, so that on the last day I would be able to execute it perfectly.
Positive mindset from Alexandra.
And knows how to to walk, di ba? Kanya-kanya naman mga sarala, ganyan. Siguro ma-advise ko na lang to the girls is that talagang listen carefully to the question na lang. Kasi doon na nagkakatalo-talo lahat talaga sa Q&A round. Kasi to be honest, I did great during hashtag portion. For me, but nung nag-top as parang, alam mo, parang akong nabingi. And so, siguro listen carefully na lang talaga to the question and wag na mag-segue pa.
Yeah. Straight to the point, sagutin na agad yung question. Karen.
Well, ako, kasi parang na-mention nila ulit lahat. I remember, quick kwento lang. Kasi nung hashtag na part, hashtag round, I got a hashtag education. And I remember we were in Okada, diba? And so what I was doing was, at the time, I got a glimpse of my mom and dad in the crowd. My family was there, my boyfriend was there again. So I was looking at the people I love and look up to and admire in every way. And so I remember answering about education, like how important it is. It's something that can never be taken away from it. I was so passionate in answering that. And alam ko yung hugot ko eh. And my hugot really was my mom and my dad. So parang baka it would be, I don't know if it works for everyone, but it certainly worked for me. So maybe you could look at the people you love or look into the things you really love or are really close to your heart. Yeah, again, that's why I said speak from the heart. Yeah, ganun.
Yeah. And finally, Janelle.
Mag-review kayo. Try to review or scroll down your notes. Do not overload yourself with a lot of information. I remember during the coronation night, I both had a notebook on my left and cell phone on. I was reviewing because I was at the second batch ng hashtag round. And then, of course, when I heard the hashtag, sinara ko na yung notebook ko and pinatay ko na yung cellphone ko and then I prayed. Kasi sabi ko, if you load yourselves with a lot of things, but then pagdating sa stage, baka yung pinaka-simplest question you won't be able to answer. Because you are so overwhelmed with all the information na feeling mo ikaw yung pinakamatalino. But it always boils down to what Chelsea said, to listen carefully to the question. Of course, may baon ka mga quotes to read end with a bang. But first, tanggalin mo yung kaba kasi yun yung nakakasira ng lahat. If may kaba ka, palpak na lahat yun. So, relax, be yourself. Know na alam mo naman kaya nyo ng rumampa. Lahat ng candidates, maroon sila rumampa, maroon sila sumugod. So, it always boils down to that woman who will listen carefully to the question. Relax lang ang pagkampanya, hindi masyado trying hard to please na magaling ako and all that. So, just release everything, be yourself, pray, and listen carefully to the question.
I like what you said. Practice their listening skill. Listen. Those girls, those are really great advice. Speak from the heart, positive mindset, work on your pasarela, and then listen carefully. Diba? It pays to listen. Diba? So, natanong ko na to sa inyo kanina, no? What's next for you? What's next for you guys? Sige, I wanna ask you guys. So, may mga magpa-pageant ba o trabaho muna kayo? Hindi, wag muna natin to. So, focus muna sa love life ni si Janelle. Pwede na daw mag-asawa si Alexandra. Okay, last question. Since hindi ko matanong yung gusto ko talagang itanong sa inyo, tanong ko na lang, kasi gusto ko sana tanongin, who do you think would succeed your crown? Yun ang tinanong nyo sa akin eh. So, I wanna turn the tables on you naman this time around, pero syempre hindi. So, eto na lang. I'll just rephrase or tweak my question a bit. For my final question, what quality does your successor have to do to get your respective crown? What quality would it take them to get your crown?
It's so hard. Okay. That my successor should possess this certain quality for sure. Being a faithful servant of the Lord.
Oh, that's nice. Yes.
Being a faithful servant of the Lord.
Well,
Alexandra.
to be fire, you have to be hot.
Panalo!
Literal. But For real, even like with the fires that I've seen, like myself, then before me was Dean De Jesus, and before that was Ella. We all are very, very feisty. So someone who's very palaban, who's really passionate, and a strong woman as well.
Hmm.
Ako din siguro ganon. She should be, strong-willed, empowered woman. Pero at the same time,
Yes.
sweet, like me.
True.
True.
Oo.
For me, saying you should be an empowered woman. And for Miss Air, I think the one quality should be kindness. You should be kind to yourself and to others and kind to the environment.
Yeah.
Attitude. Tama, Ana. Attitude matters.
Sa akin naman,
And
you should have the unrelenting can-do attitude. Yung hindi lang siya puro chika, but marami siyang put into life niya yung mga ideas niya and gusto niyang gawin. And at the same time, flexible. All around and flexible. Yun yung masasabi ko sa success. Flexible all around.
those,
Ayaw
those are
maglaba.
great. Those are
Janelle,
great
Janelle.
qualities. Oo, marunong maglaba din talaga. There's one follower here, James Pahati, say kailangan daw ba low maintenance din, responsible and consistent.
Consistent, yeah.
Yeah.
Consistent. Responsible.
Wait, what does he mean? What does low maintenance mean anyway?
Yung hindi masyadong maglam, yung simple lang, no frills, parang woke up like this ang peg siguro sa mga ganap sa events.
Mm.
Yung mga
Well, for
ganun.
me, yeah, for me, you do you, girl. You do you. High maintenance, low maintenance, whatever maintenance, you do you.
Yeah. Yeah. Kasi feeling ko talaga yun ang gusto talaga ng Miss Earth Philippines organization eh. The girl, more than just her natural beauty, is her sincerity and commitment
Yes.
in her advocacy. Kasi remember, she'll be representing the entire organization for 1 year. So, how can she show to the other people that she's so easy to work with, di ba? So I think that's one quality rin na talaga na these girls have to really remind themselves with, di ba? On that note, girls, thank you so much for doing this interview with us. I had so much fun. Talaga, it was so much fun getting to know all of you. Kung kailan patapos na yung radio, tsaka ko naman kayo naka-interview ng ganitong masinsinan. Di ba? Ang ironic.
First
This
time.
episode, yeah, first time. Thank you so much, Miss
Thank
Maylene from Carousel Productions, for making this interview possible. Thank you for your kindness and generosity, Miss Maylene. At the last minute, pinagbigyan mo pa rin kami dito sa Fashion After to do this impromptu interview with the outgoing queens of 2019. So guys, can you promote your pageant, the virtual pageant on July 5? Ito na, 5 tulog na lang. 6 na tulog na lang palyo. Ito na, matatapos na. So,
Go,
So,
Janelle.
pinaghanda na po namin ito. Let's all watch together on July 5, 10 a.m. yan sa Kapuso Channels GMA, and it will also be streamed live at all the social media platforms of GMA and Miss Philippines. So here for your favorite Pico Angel, and thank you so much for a great 1 year for all of us, and we hope that you will continue to support us on our respective dreams after screen.
anyone, that's it. Okay. Thank you, girls, so much. This is Adam Hinato. And it has been a wonderful time getting to know you. So, see you around. Stay safe and hydrated. And I hope to see you so. Ay, may nagsasabi, sana sumayaw daw kayo sa July 5 sa Coronation Day. May nagsasabi dito. Oo, di ba? Trust Miss Earth. Di ba?
Medyo
Knowing Miss
nakalimutan ko na yung step.
Thank you so much, girls. It has been a blast chatting with you guys. It's such a blast talking to you guys. Until we see each other again, see you all on July 5. Janelle, Chelsea, Alexandra, Karen, and Anna. Bye. Thank you, Miss
Bye.
Mylene.
Thank you. Thank you.
Virtual kisses to all five of you. Thank you, girls.
Thank you.